Hi everyone and welcome back to another video with me Shruti Vashisht. You're watching Living Our Ascension. So in this video I want to speak to you about a very special gateway that we have active now, which is called the Galactic Pleiadian lineup or the Galactic Pleiadian Gateway. And this is when the Earth aligns with the Pleiades constellation, and as you know, it's not just humans that live in the universe. There are other types of consciousness, whether we can see it and feel it with our five senses, the physical senses or not, because there's different dimensions that exist. So there's all of these star beings, there's star consciousness that's there, and even higher than just, our universe, our particular universe, that streams onto the planet. And so when we are open channels, when we're open to receive this energy, this consciousness, then we can activate new codes, like whatever is the highest level of consciousness that is possible on this planet now, because many still function within a third dimensional reality, even though the Earth has moved beyond that. But it takes a while for the collective overall to shift. So you as an individual can really download that new consciousness, and it's nothing complicated. It's really just a matter of being open in heart and aligning with it, and a little bit of awareness about what's happening. So that's what I'm going to do in this video, is bring you that awareness of what is possible now, what is streaming in, and then we just have to have an open heart and basically see when that shows up in our lives, because in our lives it'll show up as perhaps a challenge, in any of our life areas, or an opportunity that we might otherwise not consider. So it's really just about bringing the knowledge through these videos, and then for you to be able to acknowledge it in your life and choose it. Essentially, that is what causes real change. That is what causes change at a DNA level. So I hope to do that for you through these videos, and I'm gonna speak to you about what this Galactic Pleiadian Gateway is bringing for us. And before that, I just want to say, if you're new here, please do subscribe to this channel. I make videos like this all the time on this channel, and give this video a thumbs up. That's how I know that you like these kind of videos. And check out my personal services, which are on livingourascension.com. The links will be below this video. I have another website too, shrutivashisht.com. Both of them have courses, and also they have personal services that you can purchase for sessions with me through Zoom. So when the sun goes through 25 to the higher degrees of Scorpio or Taurus, which is in the months of May and November each year, that is when we have the Pleiadian Gateway activated. But this time we even have an eclipse, so it's really supercharged energy. Eclipses really heighten emotions. They heighten our mission and our the physical events that manifest in a life. Eclipses, they sort of trigger that, so they bring through what's going to happen in the next 6 months. They bring through that energy. So you can imagine, there's an eclipse and there's the Pleiadian Gateway, so there's the supercharged energy that's there. So the title of this video, of course, is something like Pleiadian lineup, new Earth structures landed, get out of your own way. I just have some notes here on my phone that I'm going to refer to. They're a little bit scattered because the gateway has just begun, and it I forgot to say that you can consider it's already started. So the energy, as you know, for any gateway starts way before and ends way after, sometimes even 6 months, like 3 months before, 3 months after the exact dates. But if you want to consider when it's the strongest, it's probably now, like when I'm filming, from the 15th until the 25th of November, something like this. But different people will be feeling it at different times, the intensity. So since it's just begun, these are the codes that are coming through now. These are the personal things that I was also going through. I'll speak about a few of them. And so I'll just go on. So basically, after 2020 and 2021, the destruction that we saw during these years, it was a time of complete rearranging everything, where everything that we knew, reality as we knew it to be, shifted essentially. And so now there's new Earth structures that are here. So the first portion was about getting away, like doing away with old structures, even forcefully, for mass consciousness. You as a soul that is on the path of ascension might have been making changes, active changes, but at a mass level still people are not aligning with new earth energies. So it was almost like a forced thing, that people who don't want to be here, it's like a different opportunity is offered to them, which is why lots of souls left the planet as well. Of course, it's sad at a human level, we all feel it, especially if people we know are going through it, but when we zoom out a little bit and we see it from a higher perspective, that's the reality of why, essentially. So, because there was a lot of destruction in the previous years, 2020 and 21, now new earth structures are already here. So all of those structures that you've dreamt of, that you want to live in a new community, new age community where everything is much more balanced, where we live in a more natural way. So those structures have already, like we've been speaking about how, they're coming through, we're connecting with people online, there's online communities, then there's partnerships that are forming online. Things are becoming much more physical now. So we've been speaking about it for so many years, even decades, but it's actually here now. So that's, really good news. But it's not always in the form that we might think, or sometimes there's lots of challenges that are there. And this is bound to happen. And this video, I feel like the main purpose of it today, coming through, is to not give up, is to keep your eye on the prize, is to keep your heart, it's like the heart becomes aware when you know that your mission is here, or there is truth here, there is love here. It's like, everything within your body wants to align with it. Everything within your body, it's like it remembers. It's a sense of remembrance, it's a sense of alignment, it's a sense of like this deep passion that's there, of being present with something that you already knew before. So if you're getting any of these type of feelings about anything landing in your life now, these can be places, people, like relationships. This can be a new career or new passions, ideas you're having, hobbies, any of those things. Something about your health as well, you're seeing a different way, a different lifestyle that you're considering for yourself. So any of these things that you're a little bit scared, but fill you up with all those things that I described, those things in the body. That is how you know that it is about the new earth. So it's being offered to us in one form or another. So I'll just read now. So embrace the larger plan. This is our guidance. Your role within it is a secondary factor. So that means if it's a new job, new relationship, and there's some challenges that are there because you have to let go of something of the old, if in the case of a job, for example, it's obvious you have to let go of an old job or an old way of being in order to embrace something new. It's the same with any other area of life, really, if you really feel into it. The way we knew ourselves, we have to let that go. So your role within it, like in relationships, for instance, sometimes we meet people, like with soulmates, especially primary soul family. When we run into primary soul family, these are the members, the people on the earth plane that we are here to create new earth structures with, essentially. So when we run into them, there's these beautiful moments of aligning with your divinity, but also these moments of really your shadow just coming to your face in a way that you didn't even know that was still there. And so the thing is to that the role that you have with these people, like you think that they're going to be your best friend, or your business partner, your romantic partner, whatever it is. These roles that you have identified are always secondary, so they're subject to change. We're supposed to flow with them because the larger thing is the mission here. So the roles, it's like, Spirit was telling me basically that the best of things take time to blend. So it's like if you think of a perfume, when people make perfumes and they put different essential oils in it, it's not just like you take a carrier oil and then you put essential oils, like 2-3 different ones. There's these different notes that are there, right? Like there's a base note and a middle note and a top note that we smell, which is what the fragrance of the perfume is. But if you just put it in initially, like it doesn't smell that good actually. When you let it sit for 10 days, a month, whatever it is, they start to blend with each other. And it's the same thing with cooking as well. So the best of things, they take time to blend. Doesn't mean that the raw potential that we feel, that the primal potential isn't there or it isn't potent. So that's the message that's coming through very strongly. Like if you take away any one message from this video, take away this one, essentially. It is quite difficult as well. So we are going through lots of challenges. There is an eclipse. Eclipses, always bring through some challenge. So, but they also like manifest things in our lives. So that usually happens as the next stage after we are able to let go, we're able to surrender, we're able to say, it's fine, I'm fine without this too, or this thing that I deeply wanted, it's more of an essence in my life and it can manifest in any physical form. So I don't need to hold on to these physical things and desires and stuff. It's not always in the form that I thought, but because I felt it, it's there in some form or another, it's always going to be there. So again, your role within whatever this is, the place, the people, the career, whatever it is that's landing for you as a new earth mission is, the role within it is secondary. So all of that will change, but we're not supposed to give up on the larger plan, essentially. We're supposed to be within it, like even within the shadow of all of it. Sometimes we just like to run away, you know, when things are too messy, let's say, or things are too raw, like you want to set up a new community and people have their own ideas and it's just difficult, you know, because everybody has their own ideas and it doesn't look like it's happening. But we have to stay firm within it. Like things are bound to get messy in the beginning because it's like the old has gone, the old earth has gone, you know, the energy of it is gone. So it's like everybody's a baby almost, like. So we're all in this together, and if we have to sort of stay within that vision, we have to hold fort in order for something to blossom, and we have to be patient with ourselves and with others. So the way to do that is to honor your truth, whatever true, like to respect yourself, to have firm boundaries, but at the same time have love for yourself and others. So allow that softening with love that, you know, we all feel, but at the same time to have certain boundaries too. But the idea is to not give up. So when we combine both of these in the right way, usually we can make things last. Because too much boundaries is like yes or no, and then you're just out of there when things are not your way. And too much love is just like letting people step all over you. So it's that perfect balance of both, essentially. Okay, so embrace the larger plan. Your role within the larger plan is a secondary factor. The annoyances will fade away, whatever annoyances you have. Don't hold yourself back by saying, I'm not worthy for it now. And the best of things take time to blend, like mixing scents. And it doesn't mean that the potential isn't potent or it isn't already here. So that's the message of this video as well, that it's already here. It's not something in the distant future anymore. These visions that we were born with as volunteer souls, as light workers, the people who are bringing through this plan on the earth first, you know, first and foremost, essentially. The mission always unfolds and expands, but some of your new earth key players are here now. So I've written that in bold, key players. So the key players are here. That means perhaps the place you're supposed to live in order for that mission to unfold. This can change over time, but you know, it's like big now. So any people you're meeting, it's big. It's like those are the soulmates. Doesn't mean everybody, but you'll feel it for the ones that are. The place perhaps that is manifesting or that you're in now. And sometimes this can be a place you didn't want to be in. You know, for example, for me, India was difficult. I've spoken about this on my channel so many times, how much of a problem I have with pollution. Like I can't, it's very difficult, you know, in this type of an environment for somebody who's purified themselves. It's such a big contrast that you have to sort of live in all the time. But we are put in certain places for a certain reason, and sometimes it's beyond what we know at a human level, but inside of ourselves we'll feel it, that we're supposed to be here now. So the second that I embrace that you know, I'm here, this is it, at least for now, for as far as I can see, things changed. Like the key players, the people, the soulmates showed up suddenly like this, you know, the mission, even the career, creativity, all of it suddenly, like it was a new thing that was born. All of these things sort of just sprung in a new way. And things just fit in so much more easily than they had before, you know, like things made sense. Like I'm meeting people, for example, who have exactly complementary qualities, you know, all of those things that I wanted. Like I have, like, let's say, a lot of wisdom about the new earth and all of these energies and stuff, but my dream has always been that I live in a community, you know, that this is a new earth community where we're growing our own food, and there's healthcare, everything is done in a brand new way, in a natural way. But I was like, I'm always so distant from that big goal, from that large goal. It's just too large. How is it ever going to happen that I have the money to have this sort of a community? Is it going to be by me, or am I going to collaborate with people? How, like, what is it? And then now I'm actually meeting people who have already made some headway there. Like, they have different types of resources. Like, my resources are this internal wisdom, let's say. They have the resources of land, let's say. So it's like that. That's what the new earth is about. It's about these collaborations. And it's, Aquarius. It's like everybody brings through uniquely what they are good at. And I would have never thought that I would be doing this in a city, for example. I live in New Delhi. It's like such a crowded city. It's so polluted. In my head, it was always, these beautiful lands that are so pure and in the mountains or something. But these communities need to form everywhere. And perhaps, for some of us, that also means bringing it through in the cities. There's lots of people in the cities, lots of starseeds and light workers, and even other people that are waking up to the reality, that perhaps have a more physical energy, so they have the resources or the money to invest and this and that. So it's about the birthing of a new system, of a new paradigm, of new society as well, that is based in more natural practices, where all of these restrictions, and I'm not going to say certain words, but all of these restrictions and requirements aren't there. Like, you can grow your own food, you're independent that way, so you're not dependent on the types of restrictions that the powers that be sort of put on us if we don't want it. So because all of that happened and such big restrictions are coming through in a heavy-handed way, also these new societies are forming. There's opportunities that are there, whether you know it or not. So that's the purpose of this video, is for you to embrace that, for you to really recognize it. Okay guys, so some of the ascension symptoms that we're going through now, how I'm feeling it, personally, I'm going to speak about now, is that there's more movements along my spine that I felt before. So like Christ consciousness, when we have Christ light landing in the body, it causes, it's hard to describe, but it's almost like watery, like, you're flowing in water. It's more flowy, and when that light is moving through, it's almost like liquid light, and it causes that sort of a feeling like you're in water. But now I'm feeling it very strongly in the spine when the light comes in. And how do I describe this? It's it can also feel like a shiver. Like when it's moving through your spine, it can feel a bit shivery as well, kind of like when it's not really how when you get fever, because that feels very much like an illness. This is different. This is like new expanded high level energies moving through you and trying to move in the body, and then it's just about you breathing, expanding space and allowing it to come through. So that's what it feels like. So there's these spine Christ consciousness movements, is what I named it. Then there's this new sensuality that is landing in the body that for me always happens as well whenever there's new light. Might be certain ascension symptoms, but ultimately when you're connected all the way from the head to the root, that's true embodiment. Then it causes these more sensual, this sexual and sensual energy to move, the tantric energy to basically move through the body. And it leads to new sensuality, freedom in a new way, being comfortable in the body, forgiving yourself for all that you didn't do for the body, and then coming back into that beautiful new birth, like babies are, like they are not ashamed of who they are. So it's not just about the physical body. It may start from your physical body, but it's about who you are in the world, just as you are, without your possessions, without anything, just for existing, for just being simply alive. Not even your wisdom or your talents, it's just you, for being a spark of life and being so proud of that, being able to shine that, basically, essentially whatever flows through in an authentic way through you. So that is sensuality sort of linked to that. Of course, we're older, so then it translates into a more sensual, sexual energy moving through the body that gives you new purpose, that manifests new creativity, that manifests things in your life, the desires that you hold as well. Sexual energy is very powerful for manifesting too. For being brave and embracing intimacy in pain. So this can be important in the early stages of this portal, and any portal really, galactic portals, because they bring through high energy and initially they'll touch upon those points. So for me also, it's been very emotional. I've been crying a lot these days. Things have been very difficult. It almost feels like my heart is aching when I'm going through certain things, personal things in my life. but they always, like, when I allow myself to fully go into that pain and to become intimate and know that it's okay. Maybe right now I'm feeling it. I'm not gonna not validate the fact that I'm feeling pain and I'm feeling that this is real, you know, that something happened to me or I'm not getting something I want. I'm not gonna deny and say that that's not true, or, you know, that's BS basically. But at the same time, I know that at a deeper level, love just is, abundance just is, and I have access to that. So I just need to allow that pain to come through, to move through the body, for me to release it. And after that, I know, because I've done this so many times, that new energy lands, so new love lands, new abundance lands in a new way. So you should know this too, that, you know, this is how it is. So this is being brave and embracing intimacy in pain, not shying away from it, going fully within it. Okay, so finally, I want to end with a beautiful message that came through, and I hope that you like it. So just close your eyes and just listen to my voice, and I hope that you'll feel it in your body. It's just a short message, and here we go. And just leave your comments. Please let me know what you're going through during this Pleiadian Gateway. Let's make this like a community. And yeah, please check out my website for all of my services, for my courses as well. And stay tuned, as I might be uploading more videos. I made lots of videos. I went to on a vacation recently, and I made lots of videos there about 10 days ago, but I still have to edit and upload them, so they should be coming soon. But I may also be posting on the Pleiadian Gateway or the Eclipse that's coming up. The Eclipse is on the 19th, and the Pleiadian Gateway is, you know, the whole time active, so they're both here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.